Well, Haley Joel Osment has spent most of his life in showbiz, appearing in some of the biggest films of the 90s and noughties, and even earned an Oscar nomination for The Sixth Sense.
From child star to bona fide Hollywood A-lister, his resume boasts more than 125 roles. And his latest offering is set to raise far more questions than it answers.
He was the child star with serious acting chops.
Hello, Mr. Gump.
Hello.
Haley Joel Osment has been a scene-stealing superstar since he was just 5 years old. But it was The Sixth Sense back in 1999 that really cemented him as the one to watch.
I see dead people walking around like regular people.
How often do you see them?
All the time.
He shared the silver screen with Kevin Spacey and Helen Hunt in Pay It Forward.
That's me, and that's 3 people, and I'm going to help them.
Taking direction from Steven Spielberg as a robot in AI artificial intelligence.
He is the first robotic child programmed to love.
And as he settled into more mature roles, had greats like Robert Duvall and Michael Caine by his side.
You two disappeared for 40 years. Where were you?
You know what I don't like about house guests? Dinner table chit-chat, chit-chat.
From romance to drama and addictive comedies.
Oh, yeah, you were the guy on Pierce Morgan spinning pizza dough, right?
Haley Joel Osment can do it all, and now he's involved in one of this year's biggest psychological thrillers.
The legendary parties of Slater King. Please fight if I'm in danger.
Oh, that looks good.
That sent a shiver. In an Australian exclusive, we welcome Haley Joel Osment live from LA. G'day, nice to see you.
Good morning, nice to see you guys too.
We're going to talk about Blink Twice in just a moment. It looks amazing. But first, let's go back 25 years. 25 years. We just said, well, how can that be 25 years since The Sixth Sense debuted? You worked with our very own Toni Collette.
That's right.
How did that feel on set? I mean, I was going to ask you, did you know you had something special, but you were just a kid.
I mean, it was such an honor and a privilege to work with Toni, who I think was only, I was 10 when I made that movie, and I think she was only 25 or 26, playing this incredibly intense and complex role. And the scene that you're screening right there with us in the car was one of the most challenging acting experiences of my life. It's a very complex scene that the two of us had, and it's a really fond memory that I have that we got to do it together.
A testament to how good you were that you were able to pull off such a tense scene like that in the way that you did. We've obviously seen, Haley, the headlines and know what co-star Bruce Willis is going through. Been a few decades, obviously, but do you know much of how he's doing at the moment?
I take comfort in the fact that he's surrounded by a really wonderful family. I know his daughters a little bit, and I know that in spite of everything they're going through, he really has a really wonderful community around him. And I feel very lucky that I got to work with him and to have those experiences, because for me, working with him on that film, I think Bruce is always going to epitomize what a movie star really is in my mind. And he was always very kind to me.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
You've had quite a few heavy and challenging roles as a young kid. AI, Pay It Forward. Did you ever feel you had to grow up real quick?
I think it was cool getting to experience those the exposure to those heavy themes in such a creative environment. It was nice seeing that picture of me and Steven. Oh, there it is right there. Because working on that script and working with that story with his screenplay, there were some very heavy philosophical themes with that, and it was really a privilege to get to work with Steven and to have him talk through all of the years of planning and thought that he had put into it with Stanley Kubrick before he passed away. It's really a wonderful memory to get to have done that with him.
It wasn't just, I guess, how sophisticated these roles were. It was the fame that came along with it. Was it tricky? Was it difficult spending your formative years in the spotlight as you did?
It's an interesting thing for an actor, because one of the tools that you use is observation, and once you become a figure that people recognize in public, it kind of takes away that ability to observe without being seen yourself. But I also think that I was fortunate because the films that I did at that time around the turn of the century, there was no social media, and I could kind of go back to elementary school and high school and all the way through college and kind of have this separation between my work life and my personal life that, I mean, I'm very impressed with working with young actors today because they have a lot more to deal with in terms of celebrity and being a public figure than I ever had to deal with.
Yeah. You talk about being recognised. Is that why you've now got a beard? So you don't...
I tried to use it as a disguise, but it doesn't work anymore.
Very convincing camouflage.
Can we talk about Blink Twice? You appear as this affable chap who, while only eats boiled eggs, interesting, seems to know how to have a good time. Now, no spoilers, but there is a lot more to your character in Blink Twice.
Yes, Channing Tatum plays Slater King, who is this tech titan who's had a reputational run-in with the media, and he's trying to sort of reset his public image. And he meets these two women at a party played by Naomi Ackie, and he invites this entourage back to his private island, and then that's when the rug sort of gets pulled out from underneath the audience and the participants in the film. And it was a wonderful experience making it with Zoe Kravitz. It was her directorial debut, and we all just kind of lived in the jungle in the Yucatan Peninsula for about 2 months together.
Wow.
Coming out of the pandemic, and it was just a fantastic experience getting to work with that cast.
Can you tell us a bit more about what that was like? As you were with Channing Tatum, Christian Slater, Gina Davis, I mean, it must have been challenging, but also a hoot, as Kylie helps out with there.
Oh yeah, the things that this role in this movie required, it was only possible because of the environment that Zoe created for us and this team that we assembled. Aaliyah Shawkat is the other actor who goes to the island with Naomi Ackie, and I think Zoe was talking about this in the press recently. She's like, the group chat is still very active. Like, that's how strong of a connection we all had together, that we're still mulling things over 2 years later.
Well, Hayley, you know that's because you can't ever leave a group chat because it will say Hayley Joel Osment left the group chat. You know you're stuck in there, right?
I don't like with this new update where it says somebody deleted a comment. You're like, that was supposed to be secret. I misspelled something.
You're best to stay in there and just not reply rather than leave.
Also, we saw on your Instagram you're in the new season of Netflix's Wednesday. So you're a big fan of the series?
Oh yeah, such a big fan that I only read my scenes in the upcoming season so that I wouldn't spoil the story for myself with the other plot lines. Getting to work with Tim Burton and Jenna Ortega and this incredible cast, it was really incredible. I'm from an Irish background, and this was the first time I actually got to go to Ireland, and so to do it for work and to live in Dublin for a little bit was a really special experience.
That's an amazing portal into how good this must be. I'd love to act in it, but I don't want to ruin the story.
I know, right?
Beautiful. Hayley, what a treat to have you on the show this morning. You're so busy. Everything you're doing is so great. We're really, really grateful to talk to you. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You can catch Hayley Joel Osment in Blink Twice. It looks awesome. It is in the cinemas now.